welcome back to the channel. Look who's home.
Hi, y'all.
Tell everybody why you're off today, off work today, Wiley.
Well, so we got all the concrete work done yesterday, which was Tuesday, right?
Yep.
And then me and Jen had to make a trip. We left out of here at like midnight last night, so Tuesday night. We left out of here at like midnight. Had to make a trip to Little Rock to pick Jen's sister up.
Yep, my sister is here, y'all.
Which is like a 2.5-hour drive. So, I mean, we wound up getting back home at like 6 o'clock this morning. So, you know, I mean, of course, we had to sleep a little bit.
So we're kind of tired and dragging today, but we're still trying to be productive while Wiley's home and getting something done.
Yeah, trying to get something done. So we're going to go up to the front of the property, and we've got a dead oak tree up there in the area where we're going to be putting the electricity. And so we want to get it knocked down to give ourselves, you know, just make sure nothing's going to fall on the line or anything once they get it installed. So we want to get it knocked down, and then we might do some clearing where we only have to open up like a 10-foot wide section for them to put the pole, hook the pole up. Of course, we haven't got that far yet ourselves. We don't have the pole in the ground or nothing like that yet. But
first step is clearing a spot for it.
We want to get this spot cleared for it. So that's what we're going to be working on today.
Yep, and this video probably won't be super long because we have our live stream in a little bit.
Yeah.
And after we sit still for an hour, I don't imagine that we're going to have a lot of motivation.
We're going to get a whole lot going, yeah.
Because we've been up since midnight.
Yeah.
So, and then, you know, we only got a couple hours of sleep last night. And, yeah, so there's that. But let's go. Let's get this work done, y'all.
Good news is the Suburban made it all the way to Little Rock and back.
With no problems.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Awesome.
Right. You figured out what that leak was, right, Wiley?
Yep.
What was it?
It was just a loose hose clamp up. It was like way down under the alternator. I had to take all that apart, but just a loose hose clamp. It was actually the factory style squeeze clamps, and I don't know if somebody put it on wrong or it's just, you know, wore out or what, but I replaced it with a real clamp, and it seems to be doing fine. So
seemed to stop the leak, and that's all that matters.
Yep.
All right, Mikey already beat us up there. We need to turn this off so that we can catch up with him before he starts getting ahead of us.
Right.
All right. We'll see y'all back in a minute. We're going to get to work. And what we're doing.
Okay, so they're coming off that pole this direction, and for the cheapest amount of money, the least expensive, we get to come in 60 feet. So right around this tree right here somewhere, probably right in this area, is as far as we're going to be able to bring it in, because we just don't have the extra money to go in any further. He said about $1,000 he could go in 100 feet, which would put it over there somewhere. But anyway.
But then there would have to be a 30-foot easement, and we don't want an easement coming down our driveway.
I'd rather not, yeah. So this big oak tree is dead. That's the one that we got to get cut down. That way we ain't got to worry about the limbs breaking off and tearing up the power line once they get it in. It's going to be a little bit tricky because our gate is right here. And then I've got two big trees right here. It's definitely going to hit. Ideally, I would like it to fall right here where I'm standing. But I just don't see that that's going to happen. I don't have the good enough stuff. I mean, unless Mikey wants to try to do it with this, we can get a strap on it up there somewhere and tie it off over to this tree and maybe pull it this way. I don't know. Maybe go around that tree and with the tractor, or I don't know. But we need to get it to come this way if we could. Only problem with that is then we've got to get the driveway clear again because it's going to come across the driveway.
So you can go to work in the morning.
Yeah. Which wouldn't be that big a deal.
All right. Y'all ready to get started?
No, not really. But I guess I will.
All right, let's do this, y'all.
Full of gas. Almost full of oil. It'll be enough.
Wake up with the sunrise, smell that morning dew. Out Out here in the hills, there's always work to do. With calloused hands and steady hearts, we build it day by day. A simple life, a good life, it's the only way. With the wind at our back and the sky so wide, we've got everything we need right here inside. Living in the hills where the world slows down, where the trees stand tall and the stars come out. We work the land with a steady hand, thank the Lord above for this promised land. Living in the hills, it's a life that's real. With every step, there's more to feel. We've got faith, we've got time, we've got dreams to fill. This is how we're living in the Arkansas hills. There's nothing like the sound of rain on a tin roof late at night. We're sitting by the fire with the moon shining bright. We're carving out a life here, the rivers run free, and every single moment feels like it's meant to be. With the wind at our back and the sky so wide, we've got everything we need right.
That went exactly where he wanted it to go.
Slows down, where the trees stand tall and the stars come out. We work the land with a steady hand, thank the Lord above for this promised land. Living in the hills, it's a life that's real. With every step, there's more to feel. We've got faith, we've got time, we've got dreams to fill. This is how we're living in the Arkansas hills. From the morning light to the evening breeze, we're rooted deep like the tallest trees.
All right, guys. Once I got under that big old tree, I noticed that that limb was hanging off the other direction. So I went ahead and had to cut it where to fall that way, because I ain't got no way to make it go where I want it to go. So it just had to go where it wanted to go. And but I think we got that good enough. They only wanted 10 foot wide. I think that's more than 10 foot wide.
Yeah.
We just got to get in there and clean up a little bit now. And
Which we can do while you're at work.
yeah.
Yeah. I was just nervous about following those trees because the little ones aren't a big deal.
That big one.
That big one, that
yeah,
was kind of scary.
It definitely needed weight on me.
It's actually, I think, good that you made it go uphill like that.
Right.
Because now we can just call it a day.
Yeah.
Feel like we did something.
Now it's not now it's not in the way.
And it's not in our way, yes. So do you think that that's going to be a tree that's going to be good firewood, or do you think it's going to be good lumber?
Absolutely firewood.
Firewood?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, you think
Yeah.
so? Okay. Well, it's oak. It's dead, which means it's good and dry, so that'll make great firewood for this winter.
Saul sure didn't like cutting it. I'll tell you that much. It's been dry a while, dead while. So.
Yeah. So why do you think it would make good firewood over milled wood?
Well, because I don't want to put it on the meal because it's too hard. That oak gets
yeah.
super hard and it ruins the blades quick.
Oh, right.
So yeah.
We probably could use it for lumber, but we'd go through blades.
Yeah.
And at $25 a pop, that's
blades are pretty expensive.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Anywho, all right. Are we doing anything else today, Wiley?
I don't know. I'll get down there and see.
I'll try to catch him doing something else. What did you do before we did this, though? Tell them about that.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think that we've updated
stand here and hold
on
that thing. So I ordered a diesel heater from Vivor. It's actually $150 something heater, and we got it for like $89 for signing up for Vivor.
So he ordered it. We paid for it. This is not a paid sponsorship.
This is not a paid sponsorship.
So we paid for that product.
And got it all hooked up in the kids' school bus, so Emily and Hunter, and it come with a tee to where you could tee the line off, so we put one on Hunter's side and one side on Emmy's side, and I actually plumbed it into the actual fuel tank on the bus, so they have a huge fuel tank, so they won't have any issues. And let me tell you something, guys, this is, like she said, not a paid sponsorship.
Right.
But man,
we are not making money off of saying this. So
that thing is awesome. I got it all hooked up, got it turned on, and I mean, you couldn't breathe in that thing. It was so hot.
Well, of course, it's not cold today.
Yeah, it's not a cold day,
So
but it got hot quick in there whenever I turned it on. It's doing an excellent job. I actually cannot wait till it starts getting cold to see how it really does during the cold weather, but I think it is going to be amazing for them in there. Of course, they have their propane heaters. But I don't know if you guys realize this or not, but burning propane creates moisture inside.
Yes, that's something we did not know when we decided to go with propane heaters. So, lesson learned.
So, with the school bus, you know, they tend to produce a little moisture anyway when it's hot and cold and hot and cold. With the propane, it was even worse. So, literally just streams running down the inside of the windows.
Turning into ice.
So, hopefully this diesel heater helps out on that. And, you know, they're there for backup if maybe the diesel heater's not producing enough. But, man, I do believe it's going to be just fine.
So, Hunter and Emily each have a propane heater, but then they also have that diesel heater that he split between the two of them. And it's 8 kilowatts or something like that, right?
So, yeah, 8 kilowatts. So, basically, it says it's good for up to 300 square foot. Well, Emmy's only 96 square foot, and Hunter's only 96 square foot. So, splitting it between the two, I believe, will be just fine.
Work.
Should be more than enough, really, but we'll find out. It's going to be getting cold soon, so we'll definitely find out. But I'm super excited to see it actually work in the cold weather.
Yeah, a super affordable heater if you are looking for alternative heat. I would also recommend it for kind of a grid down scenario.
Yes.
So if you find yourself without power, this would work. Well, actually, you kind of need power to run it, right?
You
need
got 12 volt
power.
Yeah, 12 volt. So you can use the jumper cables off your car if it come down to it.
Right,
You could jump it, off your car battery, whatever, but,
Again, not a paid sponsorship. We're just trying to give you this information because we wish that we would have known it sooner.
It says it will run for 24 hours on a regular car battery before you have to charge anything, charge the battery back up.
And it'll run, 8 hours on 1 gallon of gas?
8 to 10, depending.
On 1 gallon of diesel.
On 1 gallon of diesel.
Yeah.
So, I think, you think about it, that's like $3 to run the diesel heater all night long. I don't think you're going to do any better with propane or anything.
No,
it's going to cost you the same amount no matter where you're at.
Right.
That's relatively cheap to have good heat all night long.
Especially since that 1 gallon is going to heat 2 bedrooms.
Right.
As opposed to having 2 separate propane tanks on the 2 separate heaters. So it would pull twice as much fuel. I don't know how much the propane tanks or propane ones use, but I know that they're not super
I guarantee
efficient.
you they're not that efficient.
No.
Yeah, no.
No. And we ended up having a friend. We made a deal with a friend, and they gave us, 150 gallons-ish of diesel. So we should have plenty of diesel to get us through the winter.
Well, we'll see. And Hunter and Emmy's bus already has probably 75, 80 gallons of diesel in it.
Oh, right, yeah.
So there's going to be a while. That's 75 to 80 nights worth of heat. 75 to 80 gallons. So that should, that alone should get them through the winter.
2.5, 3 months.
Yeah.
Right. That should work. And then we still need to get more. Wiley's working away from home right now so that we can afford to buy these things. That's how we do things, we work when we have to get the things that we need. Otherwise, we get enough to make sure that the bills are paid, and then we spend the rest of the time building our home.
Right.
We're not out busy chasing that dollar, so we still need a couple more of the diesel heaters, but they will be coming, and I assume we'll be buying those same ones, right?
Yes, and just because we've had quite a few new followers recently, we want to reiterate, in case you guys haven't seen the older videos, the building that we're staying in now is just temporary camp.
Right, it's not our
we
forever
haven't
home.
started actually building our home yet.
Yes.
Hopefully will start in spring.
We will see. We're gonna need heavy equipment to get that job started.
Yeah.
So, because we are not gonna get out there and break our backs with shovels trying to dig through this hard ground.
Yeah, I don't think.
No.
It's possible, but man, it would take us a couple of years just to dig the hole.
Yeah, so we're not gonna do that. I've got a bad back, and Wiley's old. So.
and fat and out of shape. And
Right.
yeah, I mean numerous other things.
And Michael and Hunter are healthy, strapping young men, but I don't expect them to dig a house-sized hole with a shovel.
No.
No. We got other things for them to do.
No,
so.
hopefully I can continue to work and build up enough money, you know, we put enough money back that we can either, you know, hire somebody with a bigger piece of equipment to come out here and do it, or we rent one ourselves, whichever.
Right. Yeah, because, well, and then we're also going to be hopefully paying down a little bit of debt that we've racked up since we've moved here. We try to live debt-free, but it doesn't always work out.
Not
that
really
way.
since we've moved here, that was to get here.
Oh, yeah, that was to get here, right? Yeah. And to get set up once we got here.
Yeah.
So, anywho, I guess this is going to be the end of the video unless I catch Wiley doing something else. What do you say, Wiley?
What do I say? Is it the end of the video?
Yeah, it's the end of the video. I'm going to leave that in here.
As always, guys, work hard, stay humble, and love God.
Amen.